super excited to have you with us today at USA Global TV and Radio. I'm Dr. Jacalyn Kerbeck, and if we haven't met before, thank you for taking this time to join us on our special program, A Woman's Prerogative. Today's topic is the truth about women in 2022, what we learned. Exploring this topic, I've got two fabulous panelists who are with us today, joining us from different parts of the world, from different cultures with different perspectives, but we're all the same because we all care about providing education, hope, and inspiration. Who do we have with us today? Well, it's the fabulous Dr. Madeline Chan, back from two incredible events that she helped put together. And she is helping people change their lives every day by creating custom songs for you. Please do reach out to her. Let's welcome her, joining us from London, Dr. Madeline Chan. Hello.
Hey, Dr. Jacalyn. Hi, everybody. Thank you for that.
So good to see you.
Yeah, it's great to see you as well. It's going to be my second home.
Fabulous. You are always welcome. And joining us from another part of the world where it's actually a day later. She already knows what the heck is going to happen today because she's in tomorrow, but her tomorrow is today. She's a transformational leadership coach. She has been leading us through incredible expertise coaching sessions over the last year or so, as is Dr. Chan on Talking Heads. She joins us now, Mariska. Welcome.
Hello.
Hi, Mariska. Welcome.
So good to see you ladies here today. And of course, we've got this fabulous topic each week. It's something new. What I love now is we're kind of like letting it all hang out and we're putting some humor into it. We're putting that entertainment piece. We don't have to be so stodgy and uptight, right?
Absolutely. It's Monday. It's Monday, the first day of the week. Therefore, we've just got over the weekend. So we need to carry on that, you know?
Yeah, except for Mariska, it's Tuesday.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, of course it is. It's Tuesday.
You've guys got Monday, but it's still early in the week for me too, even though it's the second day.
That's true.
All right, so let's get started. By the way, we've got one of our wonderful, loyal followers, fans joining us, Pastor Stephen.
Pastor Stephen. Hello, Pastor Stephen.
Hi. Hello. So first of all, I want to just take a moment. There's been a lot of controversy in the news. And, you know, we're not into that here. This is education. There's a lot of controversy about what a woman actually is, about genders, and we're not getting into that. We're just going to talk today, three people who identify as women. We're going to share what we've learned about women in 2022, whether it's women in our own lives, what we've read, what we've seen on social media. So let's get started with a quick introduction about the work that you do and how you help others. Let's start off with Dr. Chan. What are you doing there in London to help people?
Thank you for that. Okay, what I'm doing is a few things actually. I like to help people connect to their confidence, meaning their heart, their soul, to help them get on a mission, so that they can apply to their outer reality and help to connect to their heart. I also work with a few musicians and a producer, and we write songs about people's life stories, which we base it on where people can write about celebrations, even the birthing song as well, which I'll tell you later about. But yeah, it's called songsforyou.co.uk. And then, yeah, I work with Dr. Jacalyn, USA Global TV educational platform, where I write courses, and we've done a collaboration, me and Dr. Jacalyn, on these courses. What else? Oh yeah, I'm a novelist. I've written a children's book called Star Child, which is also a musical. And I'm a lover of creativity if it's emanating from your heart and not your ego.
All right. Very nice, Dr. Chan. Getting us started. I like it. Thank you. Getting us into that groove. As we cruise over to the other side of the world to Mariska, tell us about the work that you're doing. I know that you're also an author. Tell us more.
Ooh. So, shall we start with the author bit? I am co-authoring with Dr. Jacalyn, and it's very exciting because it is a children's book teaching others about listening. So, yes, it is a children's book, but I don't know about you guys. I'm a big fan of any children's stories. So, even if there is a new movie coming out, or books to read, I will absolutely read them, whether I have children to read them to or not. So it is intended for children, but adults, you're more than welcome to read it too. So that is the authoring bit that we are busy with. And we are, of course, also busy with the second book. It's going to have a few fun surprises in it. And Dr. Chan has a little bit of a hand in that one as well. So that's very exciting. And then for the other stuff that I do, I work with people moving from a specialization into leadership and people working within leadership, going further into that career space to help them just get a little bit more of those human elements into that area so that we can bring our whole selves to our work and what we do, and not just try and split ourselves up into millions of different pieces. That never works. So, yeah, that is what I do.
All right. Thanks for keeping it real. Fabulous.
Yeah.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. And we want to say hello to our dear friend Leighton Benta in the house. Hello. Thanks for being here.
I was going to say, Dr. Jacalyn, can we ever have men as guests on here?
Absolutely. We did have a male guest. Yes.
Yes.
Ooh, okay,
if you
that's
want
good
to be
to
a guest
know.
on our show, go over to our website, usaglobaltv.com, book your session, and look for a woman's prerogative. We'd love to have you.
Ooh.
All right. Let's get into the meat of it. Let's talk about the truth about women in 2022. And again, I want to have a disclaimer. There's been a lot of talk about gender and how we identify. We're not going into that. We're not going to talk about women in men's sports and men in women's sports and those things. We're just going to talk about some basic things that we each took away about women we know, about our community of women and our circle of women. So I will start off. Why not? I'll break the ice. Yeah. So what I found is, and it actually started in the beginning of this show, Mariska, I think you came in toward the middle, maybe you weren't here, but about the fact that women have not always been supportive of other women in business. And they might put on a face, but in the meantime, they're like behind their back, stabbing them. And I feel like we were able to discuss that here in certain ways that people could feel the need to come together and connect with our sisters and honor our sisters and help promote our sisters. That doesn't mean that we can't still love ourselves and be proud of what we're doing. There's enough love and heart opening for more. Who wants to have a comment on that?
I'll go.
All right. I was going to say, great, show's over.
I love the fact that you mentioned that there's enough love for all of that. And it's so interesting, right? We think that when we give something, whether it is support, whether it is whatever it is that we're giving, that there's not going to be enough for us. And yet, when we give, we receive, we get back. We get what we put out. So if we put out support, if we put out collaboration, we get more of that back. And we are always so scared to do that. In all spaces, right? There's different spaces in which we communicate with each other and when we do stuff. And by supporting each other, we actually get so much more back. So it absolutely makes sense. And it is about that element of love. The more we give, the more we get. So
the more we give.
I love that. I love that. Yes. Keep spreading the love. Bring it in, bring it on. Well, I'm going to take it down. I'm going to take it down a vibration here.
All right, take it away.
True discernment here. What I generally been looking at on social media is the uprising of the female in the way that award ceremonies, even to the point of the way that people can make themselves look 20 years younger, 30 years younger by certain apps that they take a photo of themselves, a Facebook selfie, and then they take off 20 years off them. And it's become a competition. And it's only lately this has been happening. And I feel it's going to spin out of control because we are losing our essence. We are losing our true femininity, our divineness, really, because we're going to AI rather than organic. I mean, women, we've been given to be the ones to give birth, creation, to bring creation through. And it's just very sad that, as you were saying, Dr. Jacqueline, there's many women out there that will say, oh, they're really supportive to you or to anyone in their speaking out, but their thoughts, however, are a contradiction. And it's the contradiction that is what's causing problems here. And it's very, they call it sisterhood, yeah? I don't think that's sisterhood at all. Honestly, I'm being absolutely honest here. A lot of these award ceremonies, as wonderful as they are, honestly, they're not as pure as you think, because they are the women is more about competing. Who looks better? Who's the loudest? Who's bringing the most message? And they're not working together. Some of them are, but there's a lot of them that are not. And therefore, it makes all these ceremonies, it makes them false. They need to come into their true authenticity, in their true discernment. And women have got to really be there for each other instead of opposing each other. And it's very sad.
Wow. Whew. There's a lot to unpack there. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
It's very sad.
It is.
Thank you.
That's why I said I was going to bring it down.
That's all right. You're keeping it real. Let's hear what our audience has to say. Pastor Stephen, true that, Mariska, when we give, we get back from God. I wish I have you ladies on my board to bring awareness.
Oh,
thank you.
Oh, he's so nice. It's Pastor Steve.
Leighton Benta, the righteous foundation will always pave through. Only those who act from their insecurities will always cover who they truly are and seek for public validation.
You know, we got to get the loving reinventor here. Leighton is known as the love reinventor, and he definitely should be on A Woman's Prerogative.
We're gonna
maybe even.
Ladies, let us know when you're available.
Let's put him on the board.
Pastor Stephen, I have a full written proposal for the women empowerment that needs to be supported to change the lives of women. At my clinic, we so have much classes of women who dies when they are pregnant.
Oh God. Oh my God.
We need
I'm
to
sorry
have
to hear that,
supporting
Pastor Stephen.
Pastor Stephen, for sure.
Yeah, I agree.
So a couple of things that I just wanted to talk about. So Mariska had one point of view and Dr. Chan had another point of view. Is it possible that there's a third point of view? I don't know.
Ooh.
They're usually
in what context? We've looked the love, the sisterhood, the separation,
Well, I think you said you touched on it, Madeline, and you actually said this in your Talking Heads episode as well about thoughts, that
Yeah.
people behave in one way, but they have thoughts that are counter to what it is that they're projecting. So inside they're thinking negative,
Yeah.
low energy, low vibration thoughts, but yet they're putting out there that they're all supportive and part of a community. So
Yeah.
that needs to really be examined, because that's counterintuitive and that's not productive.
Yeah. It's the raising of the ego. It's the and it's just too much. The internet is saturated with it now.
Now, something I want to touch on about the internet and also social
Sure.
media. And again, we're not judging, we're
No.
providing education, just
Yeah.
our perspectives. One thing I've noticed, and of course, this has been there since the beginning of time, but I happen to see more younger women, and I don't have any numbers or any research, but I see women putting themselves out there in very risque positions and attire, and really promoting themselves from a physical standpoint, a sexuality standpoint, all over Instagram. And I'm not sure what the messaging is. Do you feel that we've come so far as a society of women that this type of behavior is not doing us any justice? Or do you feel it's still everybody do whatever you want?
I personally think that it's a case of power. Women feel powerful if they're looking fabulous. They've got a fantastic body, and they're powerful, and they're not let anyone walk over them. So it's what women have by being strong and showing their body, but their best features. But I think it's gone over the. I agree. It has gone over the top. It has gone over balance. No. Kegeled
Out of balance?
Out of balance, yeah. Yeah.
Now,
Exactly.
I'm going to go to Mariska, but I have a follow-up. So what about as we age, and let's say we've been in the public eye, and since we were 20, 30, 40, now we're 50, we're 60, whatever, and we're still out there wearing the same kind of clothes that we were wearing, bending over backwards and doing all of these poses. I don't know if you know who I'm speaking of, but this is going on all the time. Is this setting women back, or is this liberating women? Is this saying, hey, there's it doesn't matter what age we are, we can just put ourselves out there the way we are, like it or not?
I think for me, it is, what's your intention? Have you really thought about what you are doing and what your intention is with it? A lot of people don't think about the actions now having an impact later on. And it's interesting, I had this discussion with my husband just the other day around our decisions. Whatever it is that we decide right now has an impact, and it might not, we might think that the one thing is a final impact, but there's impact even later on. And we might make other decisions that makes that impact more or less as we go along. And if we are putting ourselves out there the way that we do, right, whether you are buttoned up all the way to your chin or whether you almost have something on, doesn't really matter. What's the intention behind it, right? What is it that is it? What is it saying about yourself? Was it saying that you have great self-esteem? Because for me, yes, I mean, beautiful is beautiful, right? I like a beautiful body as much as anybody else. And I'm not going to say that I don't, because I do. And it's good. Is it tasteful? Is it appropriate for what you are doing and for the intention that you have? That's the thing that sometimes I think people don't think about that upfront. And I mean, if you are, whether you are 20 or whether you are 60, the same question applies for me. That's the way my brain works and thinks about it. So I don't know if that's helpful at all.
Listen, I just asked the questions here. You two. Okay, so I appreciate both comments. I'm going to switch for a second. I mentioned on this show and some other shows, one of the actual network television shows that I watch is Law and Order, not a paid spokesperson. And one of the main stars was on the cover of a magazine recently and announced that he likes to work out in the nude. He rides his bike in the nude. He does yoga in the nude. He lifts weights in the nude. And I took it all in. It was quite a lovely sight. But I thought to myself, how did I feel about him after I saw this spread, so to speak, versus him as an actor, as a professional? And I felt somewhat different, not good or bad, but I felt like I didn't need to know that. I felt like I didn't need to see that. And of course, that's just that's a personal thing. But my point is in this, I don't see too many men putting themselves out there compared to the women of all ages. And the women are selling whatever it is they're selling. I don't see men trying to sell their business or their expertise or their intelligence by being bent over in a thong. I don't know. I'm just
no. Well, actually, you know what? I mean, there is certain industries that men are part of that will be doing that.
Right, of course. Yeah. Of course.
Yeah, and a lot of the feminine men are like that too. So, but no, you have a point. I don't know where I'm going there.
Does anyone know? So the point I was really trying to make is that, to Mariska's point, we put ourselves out there and it's out there literally forever. Yeah. And what is the message that we are delivering? And who is the message to? Who is it for? And whatever it is that we do we feel comfortable in our own skin and integrity about how we're putting ourselves out there? So I'll give you an example. Let's say right now, instead of the three of us showing up like this, we showed up in a string bikini, the three of us. Do you think we would be able to deliver our message in the same way as we are today, right now?
Possibly not, no.
No, I mean, we could talk like you're talking now, but other people would receive it differently. Mm-hmm. They wouldn't be listening to you. They'd be thinking, whoa, she's got a great figure, or, oh, wow, they'd be looking at certain attributes rather than.
And do we care? Is that important? If we're comfortable with it and we're comfortable with our messaging, do we really care what anyone else thinks?
It's interesting. Mm-hmm. It is. Where did I read it? Not too long ago. The message we give is not from the point where it's spoken. It's from the point where it's heard. So if the way I show up influence the way the other person receives it, per Dr. Chan's point, if I was in a string bikini and the only thing you can concentrate on is the bikini, I mean, I'm influencing the message, right? Because then you can't receive it the way that I want it to be received.
Yeah. Now, what if you were able to influence people who wanted to follow you or buy your service or product just because they saw you in the thong or the string bikini? Does that matter?
Am I selling string bikinis?
Yeah.
No,
is that my product?
No, but you're able to attract people who want to know more about you or just don't care. They just like what they see, and whatever it is you're offering, they're interested in buying.
I would say, is that the people that I really want to be attracting? Is that, for me, it's about, I think about the people I want to surround myself with. And if I'm going to be showing up in a string bikini and the only thing that I want from people is for you to drool and stare at me, right? The string bikini makes sense. But that's not what I want. I want you to appreciate me for more than just my string bikini and how I look in it. Personally, that's my own personal thing. I don't necessarily want to slip on drool pools around me. It's not something that I'm into. If you think I'm attractive, wonderful. But you can think I'm attractive without seeing me in a string bikini.
Yeah.
I mean,
I find that way to go.
Well, for me, right, it is a lot more sexy when there is something left to the imagination.
Yes.
So just
I could agree with that. I definitely agree with you. But also, I was thinking, Dr. Jacqueline, this is a test to see if people are really listening when there's a beautiful man or woman in their swimwear and they're talking about something quite intelligent, that you've got to listen to them. That's an interesting exercise. I wonder how many people would actually, when you ask them questions after, if they actually had elevated listening when they're looking at a vision.
Yeah.
I was wondering, will that be an elevated listening test?
That's what I mean. That's what it should be, honestly, because
that's our next course.
Yeah. It really is. It'd be fantastic. Like, you know, in the UK, right, they have this show Naked or something. It's called Naked. And the women and the men, they decide their partner who they're going to go out to dinner with by looking at their whole body. There's nothing that's hidden. Yeah, can you believe it? Isn't that, I mean, I'm not trying to be judgmental or anything, but I mean, I believe things should be left a little bit to the imagination, like a sarong on there or something, or, you know, I just feel I find a man more, on a woman, more beautiful when they're not showing all.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. That's great. So we covered that topic. I appreciate. Let's talk about the other part about women supporting women. And where does this work consistently? Where have you seen it work? And where does it kind of go off the rails?
I have seen it work in different circumstances. And it's interesting. The places where I have not seen it work is normally where people feel in competition. And this is whether it is females feeling in competition with each other or males feeling in competition with each other. But generally, it is where they have a sense of lack. There is only so much, right? We have a jar, there's 10 items in it, and there's only the 10. But there is 20 people, so half of them won't get anything. That sort of mentality, I think, causes all those backstabbing types of behaviors. And if we can get away from that and go more into an abundant mindset and realize that there's enough for everyone, the sun literally shines for everyone. Right? There's nobody that can say, oh, well, the sun didn't come up today because of me. Well, no. Actually, it did come up for everyone. Right? So there's enough. There is enough. We just need to get it in our thick skulls that there is enough.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. I have a little story to share. Dr. Chan knows I was running around like a crazy person today because we had a meeting and I was running late. And anyway, I was just running errands and I was at this one place waiting for something. And there were a lot of people and I kept like trying to move to keep my distance, you know, like 6 feet away. I didn't have a mask on or anything, but I was just being conscious. There were a lot of people in the space. And somebody working there saw me and said that I looked very beautiful today. And I was kind of taken back because I was in a really just not in a great mindset, feeling a little low. And there was a woman standing. She was next. And she gave me a dirty look. I can't even tell you. She just like looked me up and down. And I thought, and I just was noticing it, like how nice it was that the person said something nice to me. It really just made my day. And watching another woman and her reaction to it, it was interesting. And then the funny thing is, the next place I went, that same woman was crossing the street at the same time I was, and she put her head down. She didn't look at me. So what is that about? Because that happens a lot.
I think that, to me personally, it is more about the person's mindset than us. Because it's the way that we think. And I remember when I was still in school, somebody said that just when you see something that is good about somebody else, tell them, because it feels good. And Dr. Jacqueline, to your point, it feels good.
Yeah.
Right? Just going, hey, I like your hair today, or hey, you look beautiful. For whatever reason, it's my opinion of it. It's my point of view of what I'm experiencing. And telling somebody else, it makes us feel good. Plus, it takes nothing from us. And appreciating it. I mean, we don't have to agree. We don't have the same taste. And that's good. That's fine. We don't have to.
So true. It feels really good to give people compliments.
I always give compliments. When I used to work in a retail shop, and I always went up to the women, not because of my job or anything, but I would let them know, but I would also let them know, hang on, this actually doesn't suit you, but this will, try this one because this will. And then it turns out, so instead of it being, okay, it was a negative by saying they don't look nice in it, but then I offered them an alternative. Why not try this? Oh, I never tried this before. Okay, well, why not? Oh, wow, I look $1 million, blah, 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 blah. Oh, and you get them onto a new style, but because the thing is, because we live in a 3D reality existence, unfortunately, we're going to get the people saying good comments, and we're going to get other people that are just have something going on within them and projecting it out. And it might be something to do with them, not you, but because they're looking really as if they're giving a dirty comment with their look, and they might be thinking about something about themselves, but they look at you and you look at them, and because your eye contact is there, maybe they didn't mean to do that. Maybe they were just thinking of something that they were going through, but you seem to have caught each other's eyes at the time. So there is that as well, where people have misunderstandings, because some people are not so much in the now, and they might just end up, thinking about something and going, grizzly, and you catch them, they catch you, they look at you, the shock, and you think, oh my God, why did you do that to me? But it wasn't meant for you. But because you caught them in that moment, you were caught in it, in their spider web, whatever you call it.
Yeah, that's a great point. And I also want to circle back that I thought it was about me. It could have nothing to do with me.
Yeah,
nothing
exactly.
whatsoever.
Yeah.
So I just took away from that the fact that one person said something nice that I really appreciated, and whatever else happened, doesn't matter.
That lifts you up.
Let it go. Let it go.
And I also believe that, with our friends, sometimes we can have friends that are so close, that are like sisters, that are closer to what our normal sisters are. They're our soulmates. Soulmates is not just romantic. Soulmates platonic. Soulmates can be of the same gender, and you have a high soulmate as well. And I believe that women very much have got a true sisterhood about them. Like I had some my best friends. I didn't have a lot, but I had, they were like sisters to me. One of them's gone now. The other one's still in Malta, but they are so, if anything, I'm going through anything, and I can call them up, even if there's years apart, I call them up and they're there. she is there, you know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
And
that's beautiful.
That is, I think, what is the the loving part, you know, about sisterhood, true sisterhood.
So is it fair to say that as sisters, global sisters, that we're still evolving, we're still learning, and we're curious. I think we're curious and we're open. One of the things I love about this platform is the fact that we have an environment where everyone is encouraged to reach out to everyone and be friends with everyone and collaborate, as opposed to another place I was where it was, don't contact this person, you know, I control everything, I'm the puppeteer. It's like, no, let go of that. And I hope people across the world value meeting somebody new, being curious about somebody else's life, and all of that controlling, you know, even if you're in a relationship and people sometimes are, it could be, let's say, a man and wife, and the wife has a girlfriend, a friend who's a girl, and the guy's jealous because she's doing things with her girlfriend and not with him. We have to let go of that and just honor what it is we all need, with still respecting the relationship and respecting ourselves. What do you think?
Yeah, absolutely. The song comes to my mind, actually.
Yeah, let's hear it.
What's your name now? The one who sang Jolene. Jolene, 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 I'm begging of you, please don't take my man. It was Dolly Parton that sang it. And that is a woman's inferior, to say that I know my husband's looking at you, and I know you probably look better than me, or there's something that my husband is interested in you. And so then she's, instead of her taking it out on her man, she actually, not begging, but, well, she's begging, I guess. She's just saying, you know, I know you're beautiful, but listen, there's plenty of men around the world. Don't take my man, you know. And a lot of people, a lot of women have that problem too, where, you know, if it's relevant, is this relevant or not? I think I might just going on cuckoo.
We're just chatting. We're just having a chat.
I was thinking, where am I going here?
You know, it's interesting, on a certain live streaming platform that people pay monthly service fee for, they're featuring this program that has to do with something you wear on your head. And long story short, in this show, there is a scene between someone who recently passed away, and this is all in the show. Okay, I don't know if it's true or it's not true. And apparently her husband felt that they had grown apart over the years, and he formulated a friendship with a group of people, including women. And this person, who is depicted in the show, who just passed away, was very upset about it, because her husband is now with this group of people, and there's an attractive woman as one of them, and they're all doing certain things together. And it was interesting to watch this, as it was written in this show, unfold, because this happens a lot in life. If your significant other comes to you and says, yeah, you and I don't have a lot of the same things in common, and I found this group of friends to hang out with, and yes, there are some pretty women or pretty looking guys, and you're not a part of that, immediately, you know, what could come up is, oh my gosh, you're going to leave me. Yeah. But maybe that will enable that person to stay with you, because now the other needs that they have for intellectual stimulation or hobbies with somebody, maybe that's going to be fulfilled. So I think that whole way of looking at things, we have to be more open and more curious.
Yeah. It's a really good point, that, actually. Yeah, more open, more curious. And like you said, it will save broken marriages. The part that's missing in the marriage, like you said, mental stimulation. There's so many people that are not getting that from their partners.
Exactly. And so many people not getting it from themselves either.
From themselves, yeah.
They're so encumbered in living in fear or doing something that they can't stand, or chasing the money, or whatever the case may be, following the trends, Dr. Chan.
Yeah. Following. Oh, yeah. Yes. Yeah.
That is so true.
I think it's hard to sum up everything that we've learned, because we're still learning and we're still curious, and we're coming back next week. But if there were one or two things that you would want to just leave the audience with for today's show, what would it be, Dr. Chan?
About the truth about women?
Sure.
I would just say that what I really love is about, and you're an awardee as well, Dr. Jacqueline, is with Dr. DESZIREE Richardson, with her Woman of Hearts. That's the first time I've ever seen what a global movement of women can do on a positive side. And I can see it growing and evolving. And I think that feminine evolution, goddess, we're going to use all of our qualities, our emotional, our physical, our mental, our our emotional body. I think everything, all of it, we're going to use all of it, instead of it just being in compartmentalized. The woman, the rise of a woman, is going to be in a whole new spectrum of light. That's what I feel. There's more to come from women. More, absolutely more. Yeah.
Thank you very much. I love it. And Mariska.
Ooh. So I think the thing, my personal biggest takeaway and reminder is staying curious. Doesn't matter who you're interacting with, and finding out the truth about anything. If we're curious, we get closer to it. So stay curious. That would be mine.
I love it. I love it. And also curious. Circling back to what we talked about in the beginning, however somebody's putting themselves out there, whether they're scantily clad or dressed up to here, whatever their messaging is, we don't have to judge it. It doesn't have to resonate with us. We could just keep scrolling through. We can just keep closing our browser. We can do whatever it is. Let people be. And it's not for us to judge what they're doing, but we don't have to follow along. We don't have to support it. We can just hear them out, because we're elevated listeners. We listen at a higher level without judging. And people will do what they're going to do. And we will align ourselves with the people that we feel we want to support and who are supportive of us. And that is a woman's prerogative.
That's a woman's prerogative. Oh, what a great wrap up. I love
it. All right. Let me spotlight each of you with your contact information. Dr. Chan, who should reach out to you and how do they do it?
Yeah, anyone can reach out to me. You can find me on MADALENECarolChan@gmail.com. That's MADALENECarolChan@gmail.com. You can find me on Songs for You, songs with a number 4, you.co.uk. Or you can find me, you can find me on social media. Just put Madalene Chan and you'll find me. I'm there. You know what? If you want me, if you find me, the universe will magnetize us together. That's how it works.
All right. Thank you so much. And over to New Zealand's best.
So, people that can contact me, of course, anybody is welcome to contact me. People that I normally work with are people going into leadership. So if you are thinking of going into leadership, or you are already within the leadership space and you want to up your game, please get in touch. And you can do this via my email, which is mariska@journey2discover.com. Or alternatively, you can get hold of me via LinkedIn and just let me know that you saw me on USA Global TV and radio. And I'm happy to start our conversation.
Yay! Thank you. And for anybody who wants to be a guest on our program, go over to our website, usaglobaltv.com.
Woo! And that includes men. That includes men.
Big Scott Travers has been on our show. So.
Oh, has he?
Yes.
Yes. He has.
Oh my
It's a lot of fun.
gosh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Wow.
So we welcome the gentleman as well. And we will be back next week with another provocative topic. Until then, we're signing off for today. And we'll be back tomorrow at USA Global TV and Radio with our full set of programs. And remember to join us. This is for everyone. Please mark your calendar. The British School of Excellence, led by the principal and founder, Philip Sykes, is hosting a session on a taste of excellence. Wherever you're watching from right now today, you can watch tomorrow. What's the information? I'm going to get it for you. It is how to become an internationally accredited etiquette coach. It's for everybody who's interested. Create a business and a life you love. Join us tomorrow right here, 6 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time. All right.
Woo!
Thank you again. And we also have a comment from somebody on LinkedIn, Abel Fadar. I hope I said your name right. Sakar PhD. Hi. Thanks for being with us, providing your email address.
Hello.
He wants to join us on the show, I believe, sir.
Oh.
Please go over to, I'm going to put it into the comments.
Yeah.
Go over to our website and book your session. We'd love to have you with us. I will fill it out right there. All right. Thanks again. We're signing off for now. And I really appreciate everyone being here. Okay.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.